What's going on, guys? It's Clay. I hope you're all having a great day today. So with the news yesterday, Warzone is going to be shut down if Verdansk doesn't do well. And there's been a lot of opinions being thrown around. There's really two sides to this. A lot of people, are celebrating and whatnot. You really have two sides to this conversation. You have one side that's just saying that Call of Duty is going to die, and then you have another side that Call of Duty is going to get 20 times better if Warzone gets shut down. And in my opinion, both of those statements are wrong. So on one side, you have a lot of people saying that Call of Duty is just going to die. It's going to be irrelevant. And to me, that just doesn't make sense. Look at it from a media perspective with streamers and content creators and what drives their games media. When was the last time Warzone has actually been in Call of Duty's media and actually has been a prominent thing? Warzone, in my opinion, hasn't been in a mainstream eye with a lot of content creators since Warzone 2 came out. Most of your content creators have left. It's not like you're going to lose a lot of people when Warzone gets shut down, because most of your people that drove a lot of Warzone's media are already gone. So if you're saying Call of Duty is going to die if they shut down Warzone just from a media perspective, that makes no sense with your content creators. But let's just say that you're talking about from a game perspective. That also doesn't make sense, because we all know that Activision is money hungry as fuck. They themselves see that Warzone is not profitable, so of course they're going to shut it down. Coming to oh, Call of Duty is going to die thing, that also makes no sense, because financially it's just a smart business decision from them. And it also makes sense if just you don't have the audience from Warzone that are just buying bundles. That was a huge thing that kept Warzone alive, is everyone that was buying bundles. So in any way, Call of Duty is not dying. That is just the dumbest shit ever, especially when you think about Black Ops 6 this year. What was the biggest hype this year for Call of Duty? It was literally BO6. It wasn't Warzone. Nobody was getting super excited about, oh my god, guys, I can't wait to play on the new Nuketown map for Warzone. No, it was BO6 itself. And when that game came out, dude, I got put into the same fucking game again. I'm gonna lose my mind. And I feel like it's just a hard bullet for a lot of people to bite. It's just Warzone isn't that popular anymore. Not that many people care. Your general audience does not give a shit about Warzone. Your casual COD players don't care. And it's also funny, people that started playing in 2019 being like, oh, Call of Duty can't succeed without a BR. You're so fucking dumb. You're the same little shitheads that say Halo can't concede without a BR. Call of Duty has never had a BR until BO4, and even before that they were doing fine. Now there's another side to this saying that Call of Duty is going to get 100 times better. Warzone ruined everything in Call of Duty, and now everything is just going to go, bro, why are these lobbies so small? This is so weird. And now look, they're going to put all this effort into the multiplayer. They're going to make it so much better. That is not the case, but then I also agree with more of that side in a way. Now really what's going to happen when Warzone gets shut down is that Raven devs are unfortunately going to be laid off. It's not like, oh, Raven's just going to start working on the multiplayer. I really doubt that's going to happen. This idea that all of a sudden you're going to get these hundreds of developers that are just going to start working on the multiplayer now all of a sudden you're going to get a Zombies Chronicles 2, or you're going to get this and this, is just not realistic at all. It's just not what's going to happen. And because of a lot of people think that, a lot of people are also laughing at them, being like, ha ha ha, you're stupid, that's not what's going to happen. Now the reason why everyone is saying that the multiplayer is going to get so much better is because everyone is saying that Warzone ruined Call of Duty. Now Warzone ruining Call of Duty is actually kind of funny, because even though I hate Warzone 100 times more than the guy next to me, Warzone did not ruin Call of Duty. 2019 ruined Call of Duty. Don't get it fucked up. All of these decisions that were in Warzone, the bundles, the skill-based matchmaking, the item shop, doing all this weird monetization, all of those decisions, and tax sprint, all these weird gameplay decisions were in the game before Warzone even came out. This is not a Warzone thing. This is a 2019 thing. But that doesn't mean Warzone didn't have anything to play into that, because I do believe that Warzone carried on these features. But don't get it twisted, all right? It wasn't Warzone. It was 2019. Fuck that game. Fuck Infinity Ward. One of the worst Call of Duties ever. I don't give a shit what you say. Now with Warzone getting shut down, I don't think this all of a sudden means that we're gonna get so much content in the multiplayer now. We're gonna get Zombie Chronicles 2, or that Call of Duty is gonna be so dead and that Call of Duty itself is gonna shut down next. But I do think this is actually a good thing for the Call of Duty games, because even though things like skill-based matchmaking and the monetization aren't gonna go away, and you're not gonna get all these new development resources, the constant thought and design philosophy around Warzone will go away. There has been so many things in Call of Duty that has to be designed in order to keep Warzone streamlined within the multiplayer, within the zombies. We've seen it with Cold War, Modern Warfare Z. Activision wants the games and all of the game modes to be similar to Warzone, because at the time in 2020, that was their cash cow. Now it's not their cash cow. All of these studios had to spend a lot of resources thinking about Warzone, thinking about the Warzone map, thinking about the design decisions that they wanted to do, and relay that back to Raven Software. And design-wise in their games, they have to think about Warzone. Anything that gets added to Call of Duty, any game, any weapon, any equipment that gets added to Call of Duty, you are always thinking about how will this affect Warzone. That is something that is always going to be said, and that is something that is always thought about the developers. But now that that is gone, and you really don't have to worry about, oh, how this is going to affect Warzone, because it's a completely different ecosystem, Call of Duty kind of just has this weight off of its back in terms of creative decisions that the developers can make. No longer do you have to have tax sprint in your games just to streamline the games together. Cold War got hurt a lot because it had to be so military based like because it was trying to streamline itself to Warzone. Creatively, it allows the developers to just be more creative, do more things that they like to do that are in a more multiplayer formula, because a lot of people were just like, oh well, in Advanced Warfare 2 wouldn't make sense because how would you do that with Warzone? They're gonna make a futuristic Warzone, just make Blackout at this point. Well, now that doesn't fucking matter. Call of Duty can now do whatever it wants to do without having to worry about tax sprint or how the balancing is going to work in Warzone or how Raven is going to balance the new guns that they have planned, while also Raven has to deal with what the next studio wants. Because I truly do think all of these games have suffered in terms of like engine wise too. Call of Duty HQ is a thing not because of like, oh, they wanted all the Call of Duty streamlined together or whatever bullshit reason that Activision tries to give you. It is because they want to bring Warzone closer to you. They want you to have Warzone right there, right in your eyes, shining at you with no extra application. They just want you to be more connected to Warzone. That's all it ever was. It wasn't more connected to the other games, it was more connected to Warzone. Now that that's gone, and potentially we can maybe see the old Call of Duty engine come back, even though I would doubt that would happen, especially since most of the studios have already made 2 games on the new engine. I don't see why they would go back, especially since they have probably so many developers who have learned the new engine and don't really know the old engine. The last Call of Duty that we got was at least a kind of classic Call of Duty was Cold War, and then Cold War got shafted because of Warzone. It's kind of like a Destiny 2 PvP situation. Oh, we can't add this because how is it going to affect the Crucible? Or we can't do this, and then we have to balance it differently, and then it takes more resources. All that stress, gone. It's all better now. So all in all, if Warzone gets removed, and I think it is going to get removed, I do not think Verdansk is going to do well at all. Like, let's be serious. Who is actually excited for Verdansk? I know there is some people, and good for you if you're excited for that. Don't let the fear of like, you know, Warzone being shut down take away from your enjoyment of Verdansk. Don't let you be like blackmailed. Oh, I have to play it. I have to get all my friends to play it too, just so we can make sure Warzone doesn't die. Like, don't feel like that, because truthfully, it really doesn't matter. But let's just say if Warzone gets removed today, I don't think it's going to mean that the next game is going to be 100 times better. I also don't think it means that Call of Duty is going to die. I think it's really funny that Warzone players still think that Warzone is so important to Call of Duty. It's not a huge part of Call of Duty anymore, and in my opinion, even in Modern Warfare 3, where supposedly Warzone was doing really well, I say supposedly because I didn't really play it, it still wasn't a huge thing in the media either. You still didn't have a lot of content creators playing it, like the OG content creators that you had during 2019. Most of them were still gone, still didn't play the game. But I just do think creatively, the developers will just be able to do more things that they want to do and be more ambitious with their multiplayer, not be restricted to just Warzone or the realism that Warzone tries to bring. Is Call of Duty gonna die? No, it's not. That's a joke. Is it gonna get 100 times better? No. Will it like help a little bit? Yes, I do think it will. Also, Fragpunk was supposed to release yesterday. I went to go look at it and try to download it, and then apparently it got delayed on console. And even with the Fragpunk delay, there's no release date. It just says indefinitely delayed. Dude, this is so dumb. I ended up finally getting my PPSH Dark Matter too. There's one more cope that I keep seeing from the community, and that's people saying like they're still gonna support it. They're just not gonna do a Warzone 3. They're just gonna go back to 2019. They're just gonna hop up the 2019 server. None of that is happening. I promise you, none of that is happening. Stop coping. You're getting yourself all hyped up. They're not gonna do that. Raven, most likely a lot of those developers are gonna get laid off, and Warzone is gonna get no more update. It's not a no more Warzone 3. It's not that they're gonna not redefine the game anymore. It's that they're gonna stop. They're done. No more Warzone getting supported. Will the server stay on? Maybe, probably, I don't know. But then again, because of what they were able to do in 2019, if they don't want to keep the Warzone servers on, because eventually if they do stop supporting it, it's just going to become a cheating nightmare. I'm pretty sure I saw a video of Modern Warfare 3 already becoming a cheating nightmare, the one that came out last year. They perfectly could just shut down Warzone entirely if they wanted to. Now, is that okay? No, I don't think that they should do that. But if they don't really want to keep those servers up, they totally could, because all these things that you're spending money on, just like they did in 2019, they are for a specific game. So hey, you bought all these bundles, but you can still use them in BO6 or Modern Warfare 3 or MW2, even though they're all cheater infested. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about it. I just see the community just being so extreme. I hate how everything and literally everything, whether it's politics, media, sports, talking about literally anything, is so black and white. Everything is so fucking black and white. It is literally one extreme or the other extreme. Anything in the middle, any nuance, and you're a dumbass, okay? That is literally all media is nowadays. I'm talking like I'm Trump, Jesus Christ. But it's just like, it's not that extreme. Call of Duty isn't gonna die, multiplayer isn't gonna get 100 times better, and that's pretty much all I wanted to say today, really. But who knows, maybe I'll continue the Elden Ring playthrough. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.